the battery. It's about as big as a suitcase.
Yeah.
It goes on your wall.
Yeah.
Then the lines go up to your solar panels.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'll charge it. Or, I might be wrong about this, or it charges off your house.
Oh, it's a generator. It's an electric
It's a
generator.
battery is what
but
it
it's
is.
a generator that you
What
don't
does
use
it run?
gas.
Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know
Probably
he's...
costs
It's
$9
not
million.
cheap. It's not cheap.
The guy's on the cutting edge of fucking everything, but...
I'm just waiting for it to be like paint, you know? Being able to store that solar energy and like just paint a car with it.
Well, I got some new toys, but I'll talk about it when we start.
Oh. Did you go to a sex shop lately?
No, I don't do that shit. But I mean, techie stuff.
The birds and the bees?
I don't know. Those sex toys are getting pretty.
What was that one on 202? Is it what I had down on 202 by the Delaware border? Birds and the bees or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, next to the...
Nobody ever goes there, but everybody
next
knows
to the
all
water
about
ice
it.
joint.
Yeah.
What I was saying, you're going to the Busters, the water ice joint.
Yeah. That's it.
Brewster's.
I went there
It's
once.
code word for buying a new dildo.
All right, we got a couple things to chat about, gentlemen, for sure. All the DC stuff that came out in fandom.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, they had, you're going to have to refresh my memory. I know I watched it all. The Batman trailer I wasn't too thrilled with.
Well, let's get into it.
You know?
You ready? All right. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Nick, John, and Jamie Show. I am John.
I am Nick.
I am not Jamie.
You should have just said I am Jerry. Might have not even...
Gerry.
No, I mean, I'm the Jamie fill-in.
That's right. Now, you're the original Gerry.
Well, that too.
So, we usually start off with beers and everything. We're just kind of casually drinking. We're drinking the Founders All Day IPA, which is...
Whoa.
I'm drinking a Miller Lite pounder because
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with a pounder.
You can with a Miller Lite pounder.
I actually happen to very much enjoy Miller Lite. It's a fine Pilsner.
I'll tell you what, I was at my mom's house over the weekend, and I haven't seen her since Christmas. And finally I was like, all right, let's make sure we're all cool, because she has some issues that would be infinitely complicated if she contracted COVID. So made sure we were squared away, made sure we mitigated a lot of the risk, and then went down to visit her. And I just didn't get a chance to stop by and pick up beer. All she drinks is Miller Lite.
God bless her.
Yeah. And so I was drinking Miller Lite. It's not a bad beer.
No.
If that's what you want. But it is not a great beer.
Wait a second. You know me, man. That's all I drank when you met me.
Yeah, that was your gig, man.
That was my gig. It's all I ever drank. I didn't drink nothing else.
Yeah.
That's real quick. Last week or 2 weeks. That's my phone. Last week or the week before last, my cousins came over.
Yeah.
And they like, good quality beer like I do. So I was struggling trying to find something to get. So I got a 12-pack of Victory. I hate Victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
Anyway, I also
quick though on Victory.
Yeah.
Dirt Wolf.
I don't like the Dirt Wolf.
Respectable.
I have their Dirt Wolf. I'm not a fan of it. I do like their Hell's Lager.
Yeah.
But anyway, where I'm going with this was when I bought the Victory, I bought a 30-pack of
Variety?
National Bohemian.
Oh shit!
I love Natty Bo.
Oh my God.
We drank all that, didn't even drink the Victories. So these guys are down to earth dudes. Like, let's drink some Natty Bo right from Baltimore.
You know what? To be honest, man, nobody should beer shame anybody. It's just fun to talk about.
Natty
Hey,
Bo.
the fact that you drink beer, I'm in, dude.
But Natty Bo's really good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. What's the worst beer you've ever had?
Beast.
Beast?
Beast.
Yeah, Milwaukee's Beast.
Peels.
Peels. Oh, I forgot about Peels. Oh, yeah. They were like, what was it? I forget how much the keg was worth.
Old Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Old Milwaukee, yeah. I told you I found those cans underneath the deck. You were there, Gerry.
I was there. I bore witness to that.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, your father-in-law had some
They
cans.
were cans from 1985. They were pull tabs of Meisterbrow and Old Milwaukee.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was such a nostalgic relic.
What movie did Meisterbrow play a role in?
What movie?
Oh, well, I have no idea what that one.
You got it.
Of course. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Really?
Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie's out front emptying a chemical toilet in the sewer drinking a Meisterbrow.
Shitter's full. That's right. Cousin Eddie, best character ever. I love there's so many subtle things about that movie.
Like how he wears that fake turtleneck, the dicky. Like, they even make those anymore?
Dude, but when he's under that, he's got the dicky. And
under a white sweater.
He doesn't have a pot to piss in. And he's going through hoping that Clark is going to, say, listen, we're going to help you out and get some things for you and the kids. But if you're paying attention, Clark is loading up more Christmas lights. And then Eddie doesn't even ask. He just grabs the 60-pound bag of dog food and
then
crushes
smashes the bulbs. It's a great movie.
So good.
Well, what National Lampoon's the first couple of years, like the 80s and 90s, when they made those movies, they were fantastic. You can go. I can go. I'm good on the list. I can't think of them.
Dude, and
Animal House, all of them.
So I've been to the Grand Canyon. I went just probably about 5 years ago, and the whole time I'm going there, and now my family is not going to get the joke. But I'm about to go.
The Wally World one?
No, when they go up to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, it was Wally World, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, it's the first
Wally
one.
World was in California.
Yeah, but they were on a road trip. I think they went past the Grand Canyon, didn't they?
Yeah, well, they stopped at the Grand Canyon. They went 1, 2, 3. Yep, I'm good. See ya. And they bolted. And I wanted somebody to get the joke, but no worries. So all day IPA, solid beer.
Miller Lite,
solid beer.
Pounder.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
I'll give you credit.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. Worst beer I ever had was Lion's Head. Not so much
Wait,
because of the
I like
taste.
Lion's Head.
Not so much because of the taste, because before I got done drinking it, 4 beers in, not tired, not nothing, I started getting a headache. It gave me a hangover as I was drinking.
It's like drinking Budweiser.
Oh, yeah, man. I get Bud, man.
I was weaned off of Budweiser when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's good beer, but
there was always a saying, Bud makes the mud, man. It really is. It really does.
It makes something.
All right, let's move on to movie news. Well, just movie news, entertainment news in general. Very sad news. Chadwick Boseman died. Black Panther, T'Challa himself, died of colon cancer this week. Very surprising. Nick, you texted me. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, it was like a quick release. I don't think anybody knew. I think outside his family, his agent, his managers, from what I read, nobody knew that. Everybody saw him getting skinny, but everybody thought he was doing like one of those roles, like because he's always been outside playing. In Marvel, he's always been like Jackie Robinson, kind of like the Marshall guy, Thurgood Marshall.
Yeah,
he's always played these iconic figures, and you figure maybe he was getting into a role.
Sure,
so nobody knew what was going on because there was nothing released.
Yep.
So it's pretty sad because all the reports is he was. I mean, you'll never really know Hollywood, but all the reports was he was a really stand-up guy. Yeah,
and that's been. I mean, of course, social media was just totally inundated in a good way with a lot of outpouring of emotions. And
shame. I liked. He was a good character. Played a good character.
Great character. Yeah. From what people have said, I've since, of course, come across some speeches that he's done, and really the big thing that he was tied to was the success of Black Panther, right?
But he did do Jackie Robinson. I watched that. That was a really, really good movie, and he was fantastic.
42. Yeah, it was a good movie too.
I didn't see the Thurgood Marshall movie that he did, but supposedly he did a real good job in that too.
No, I haven't seen that either.
He's coming out with a movie on Netflix. They delayed it, supposedly. I heard. I didn't read up on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's coming out on Netflix, but just to go down some of his, obviously he did all the Marvel movies, but he did 21 Bridges. He did Get On Up with the James Brown story. Of course, 42 he got real critical acclaim for. And then Marshall, which was the Thurgood Marshall movie. Which
I do want to see because that guy is so iconic.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, he did Civil War, Avengers, Marshall, what was it, 21 Bridges. I think he also did The Five Bloods, and, of course, the Black Panther movie. All those with battling cancer.
It's amazing.
Yeah, because he did it in a 4-year span, yeah. It's crazy.
So, it makes you think he probably got diagnosed, and I know I'm being presumptuous, but and maybe said,
He probably said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do," and that's what he said. So God bless him.
I don't have that much. You know, he probably was hoping like hell, like anybody, to survive it.
Yeah.
But maybe just grabbed a little bit more.
I was
from the world.
for a Black Panther
2.
Black Panther 2. I thought.
Well, it was on the docket. It was on the docket.
Awesome actor. Great movie.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know what they're going to do now, Marvel, because. He was so good at that role.
So it was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, he's T'Challa, so that's big shoes to fill.
And realistically, you know the Marvel Universe better than either two of us. I mean, they could probably get around that, but just referencing, you know, because I know that was part of the Marvel Universe, but it wasn't like these epic comics that everybody had to have the Black Panther comic.
Yeah, I mean, Black Panther was around in the 60s and 70s, and all that and straight through has been off and on in the Marvel Universe, and was never a premier character. You know, that might have been because of racial biases and things like that for the sign of the times. Who knows? It just because if you he's got all the elements of a compelling character. He's got similar elements that you'd find with any other rich, technological savvy, politically dynamic.
Although, though, I mean, most of these other characters that have groomed in Marvel had character flaws. That even Thor has a character flaw because he was arrogant. He's still a little bit arrogant.
Yeah. Well, he's Thor. He's allowed to be arrogant.
But that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean, though. But you look at, T'Challa, how he is. The only thing his character flaw in the first one was he the rightful king? Once that's answered, what else is his character flaw?
Yeah, well, I mean,
he's a nice guy. He seems like a genuine king.
Yeah.
I mean, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, tons of character flaws. Even Captain America, he's too good to a fault. That's his problem.
Sure. I mean,
interesting spin on him.
It is, though. I mean, Civil War was all about that.
Yeah.
His arrogance saying, this is wrong and I'm going to fight for what's right. We should not be, held accountable for what's whatever.
Yeah.
And that was called Captain America.
Yeah. And even it's the same flaw that as far as character, it's not a flaw. It's a flaw in being able to write for him as Superman, right?
Yeah.
Their personalities are too perfect.
Yeah.
To where there's no chinks in the armor. Where if you got like a Robert Downey Jr.
Well, I think that's what makes Iron Man so endearing. Everybody loves him. They're drawn to him is because of the flaws, and then he overcomes his flaws in the end and does the right thing.
Yeah. Stop making things that'll destroy the world.
He was a playboy and all that. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And he realizes
that's a big flaw.
It's a huge flaw, right? Because he didn't give a shit.
But definitely will be sorely missed, not because we know him, but because we see it. We saw so much good stuff come out of his performances that you just want to keep seeing him go.
Yeah, he was. I don't think I don't know if, like I said, I haven't watched all of them, but I think every time I've seen him on the screen or show, he was fantastic. He was really, really good actor.
Yeah. Well, and then the social significance, too. It's like if you're a young black person growing up in America and for Hollywood, it kind of like said, Hollywood, you know what? You don't have it right. That formulaic shit that you're talking about isn't right. You don't have to be white and chisel jaw and a Chris Evans look and feel in order to make $1 billion in a movie, right? So you just have to have what we always talk about: talent, good story writing, and a compelling character to carry you through. And I think when it comes to the social relevance, it has. Again, I'm just speaking from observation, obviously not from personal experience. We've all had the luxury of getting underoos that were like, oh my God, I got my Batman underoos because I can see Bruce Wayne and I can see me mimicking a Bruce Wayne, right? Well, if my assumption is that if you're a young black kid growing up, especially, I'm in my 40s, you're in your 40s. Gerry's not so much anymore, but
it's a little messed up, Jim.
Sorry, I took a swipe at you, Gerry.
You're not much younger than me.
Hey, no, dude, I'm not even a year younger than you. I'm like 7 months younger than you. And we were able to use our imagination and easily adopt, these characters these white characters that we know and love. And I think he did a lot in that respect for young black kids who are looking for this heroic representation. And it wasn't a flop. It totally crushed. I got a paper towel over there, Nick, if you want to wipe that off. It totally crushed at the box office. So hopefully it's opened a lot more doors as far as superheroes in that respect. But yeah, moment of silence for Chadwick Boseman. And we are back. Thank you. And we're going to shift a little bit. We're going to shift to some movie news, mostly about trailers, a lot about the DC stuff that came out in fandom. I know it was 2 weeks ago, and we're just playing catch-up, busy lives and all. But the Batman trailer, have you guys seen this?
I have.
So Robert Pattinson, of Twilight fame, is now the new Bruce Wayne / Batman. Don't worry about it, Nick. I'm not going to. If you need more paper towel.
I am like...
Miller Lite doesn't do that.
No, Miller Lite does
not blow its load all over your table.
For some reason, my these all days, I must have jerked them around a little too much.
I think we're talking about a different podcast. But I saw it. Nick saw it. It from a look and feel, it looks pretty good. The one part that sort of sent it home, and I think this is where the choice in how they edited it and produced this trailer of that last scene where Robert Pattinson beats the shit out of.
I did like that. He just was like, it was cold. It was vengeful. I mean, it was
a beatdown, dude.
It wasn't like a normal Batman, where you've seen even in Christian Bale. He didn't beat people down. This Batman just didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
And he had no quarrels or qualms with not stopping. He would have beat him to death. He didn't care.
Yeah. And it's like this one shot. It's a single shot. No motion cam or anything like that. It was just, if you held up a video cam, if you held up a cell phone and were like, oh my God, this guy just beat the shit out of this guy. It was just not so much like a shaky cam or anything, but just flat out beat down. And that part I was like, we might have something here.
I don't know. I'm still skeptical. I really wasn't a fan of the trailer. I thought it was kind of shitty.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't get into it. I haven't seen it in 2 weeks. So I'd have to revisit it to really get a talk through with it. So I don't want to lead people down a path, but I just didn't get a good vibe from it.
Gotcha. Well, I'm in either way. I'm like, kind of like,
I'm going to see it. I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm intrigued about Batman in general. I just think that I'm not sold on Robert Pattinson as Batman. Not saying he's not a great actor. I think he's good. I think those Twilight movies aside, I think other things he's been in, he's shown how good he is.
Who's your favorite Batman? Now that we've had 6 of them.
Probably Christian Bale.
Christian Bale?
Yeah.
How about you, Gerry?
I would agree.
Yeah. But I would go my second. Jamie wouldn't like this, but I think I like the Justice League Batman.
I do too.
I do. I like the older Ben Affleck plays a good older Batman.
Yep. Yeah, me too. I think the look, and that's where Zack Snyder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The look went well.
Yeah.
And how he handled himself as Bruce Wayne, I thought was really. I guess as if you go Bruce Wayne, Batman, I thought he handled himself well as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I agree.
Batman, it's like he wasn't Batman enough to really know.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other characters to do.
Well, I agree. And I think the one thing that I missed out of his performance or out of his character in Justice League was he just seemed underwhelming as far as outpowered by the other Justice League.
Of course he is. I mean, that's probably why people gave him a bad knock. But that's always been the case. Yeah. Even in the comics, it's just Batman was just so iconic in the comics that it overlooked that. But when you put him on the screen, you actually see the differences. Like, these people have godlike powers. Yeah. And then there's him.
Yeah, but
it makes no sense.
But even in that respect, I feel like him being the tactician and the strategist that he is, that he'd have it figured out. You know, like there was a Justice League animated, and I know we talked about it before, to where someone broke into the Batcave and accessed his computer, and basically figured out, cracked the code that was holding all the tactics that he could use to neutralize the Justice League.
She told me this. Yeah. I think we went over this before. Like, I mean, it's interesting.
That's where he's the equalizer, man.
I guess, but seriously, come on. The one thing Marvel has over that is they don't have, outside the addition to Captain Marvel, there's nobody that's overwhelmingly more powerful than everybody. You got Superman, you got Wonder Woman, and even Aquaman, the way they portray him in these DC movies, Batman's nothing to these freaking people.
Yeah.
And then if you add Green Lantern, God forbid.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I mean, who's Batman in all this? He's nobody. He's a billionaire. That's it.
Yeah.
But he's still like a founding member of the Justice League.
I get all that, but he's nothing.
But I think that's where they did
without his suit, he is nothing.
Yeah.
Without his money, he's nothing.
Without his brain, that's the thing that makes him so powerful. His brain.
I mean, if you think about it, what's his face is I'm having a brain hemorrhage now.
We talked about brain, and
I mean, a lot of guys' brains are making them important part, like Robert Downey Jr. I mean, yeah. I mean, his brain makes him what he is.
But Robert Downey Jr. is a legit genius, if not one of the smartest people on the planet in the MCU. Pretty much outside Banner. Yeah, it's him and Banner who's the smartest, or the girl.
I'm not fucking with Banner.
Yeah, right. You know. He turned into a Hulk, and he's also
I'm not making him mad.
No, exactly. But in the DC universe, they never say Batman is one of the smartest people. They just say he's a great detective. Woo, good. That doesn't wow me.
Yeah, and I get a little nervous with, like, I know they're talking about this Snyder cut for the Justice League, which looks really cool.
It does. I'll admit, I was more intrigued about that trailer than I was about the Batman trailer.
Me too.
And then this Batman news about Michael Keaton's coming back in one, but then
Michael Keaton's coming back as Batman?
Yeah, and then Ben Affleck's coming back.
I'll tell you how.
Ben Affleck's coming back in another one. It's like you're having 3 freaking Batmans.
Yeah.
It's getting a little carried away,
Michael Keaton's best movie was Night Shift. Period.
That was a great movie. Henry Winkler.
Yes, I remember that movie.
Yeah. Nice frame, Chuck.
He ran a brothel out of a mortuary.
Yeah. He's showing his age over there now.
It's a good movie. He's an idea, man.
He was like...
He's an idea.
It's so funny. Michael Keaton had he must have 30 movies in 80s and early 90s, and then he took a hiatus for years.
Yeah.
And then he just did nothing. Or he just wasn't in mainstream.
Well, he came back hard with... he did a lot of clunkers.
Birdman was the thing he came back with. And he played, obviously, ironically, he played a ex-superhero actor. Or whatever. Yeah. I don't even know. I didn't watch Birdman.
It's an interesting movie. But Justice League Snyder Cut, the trailer starts out with the song Hallelujah.
Wait, real quick. How much money are they investing in this revamped Justice League? Is it $40 billion? Million.
I thought it was 40 or 50 million. I think it was 50 million.
And a lot of it's the CGI, but they are adding scenes.
Yeah, and I think I stumbled along it was like one of those things. Ben Affleck's back as Batman, but I think that's what they meant. They came.
No, he's supposed to show up in. I forget.
Is it the Flash movie?
No, the Flash is going to have. Is the Flash going to have Ben Affleck and the Flash is going to have Michael Keaton?
Yeah. So that's where I was thinking, because
he goes to go forward in time and run into Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
it's like the old Batman.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into Spock's bullshit.
So there is a timeline with Batman where it's Batman Beyond was an animated. Where new Batman comes across. He's younger. He takes on the mantle of the Bat. He's got a space age suit or a techno suit. And old Bruce Wayne is,
crippled,
old Batman, but still wants to be in the game, but has issues, breathing issues. He's just, his body's falling apart. And so that's the take I think they're doing, like that version of Batman.
So the Flash is going to use that Flash thing and go into the future,
and
run into Michael Keaton, and somehow Michael Keaton's going to warn him about something in the past.
Could be.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I could write this shit for DC. Marvel, I couldn't write. They're just too good to intertwining this shit. DC's easy, man.
But the trailer that we saw, and this is all coming out of the DC fandom convention, they're doing just, I think with the pandemic, I thought the marketing on that was really good. I do too, and I wish it was like, and maybe I just missed it. I wish there was a VR option.
Yeah, well, maybe next time. I thought they were on point at The Rock being
Black Adam.
They didn't show a trailer for it, but they showed him in the suit. It was pretty badass.
Yeah,
and anything in The Rock's in, man, I'll fucking watch. I mean, come on, it's The Rock, dude.
Yeah, but
he's awesome.
I agree, but I can't believe they're making a movie about Black Adam
because it's The Rock.
I get that.
Yeah, I get Black Adam was probably a no-namer in the DC universe.
He's a villain that never was tied to anything except really fighting. Like,
but you're having the right. If they can do it right, it could be great. Because having a villain superhero movie could be pretty awesome if they do it right.
Yeah, and
that's like Venom villain superhero.
Yeah, but I didn't think they did it right.
I thought that was an awesome movie.
I didn't watch it. I went off of Jamie and John's advice and said not to.
It was not
because
I liked it.
They were all like, if Spider-Man's not in it, it's not worth it.
That's the thing. Like they shortcut it, the whole Spider-Man thing.
Spider-Man was the reason for Venom.
I get that.
But I watched it.
I thought it was a good movie
and didn't feel like I needed that time back. But I wouldn't say that I was like, I'm going to rank all these.
My stepson loved it, though, and they are making more. They're going to do a Carnage movie, Venom, and that is going to be Woody Harrelson's going to be Carnage. So, I mean,
I don't know, Jerry. You bringing Miller Lite to the table. You're liking a Venom movie.
I liked Venom. I thought it was like it's open ended. Like now he can run around. Where was he? San Francisco and eat up bad guys.
Yeah,
but he's a bad guy.
Yeah, but look at the oxymoron. Look at these. He's a bad guy eating bad guys.
So a little bit more on that Snyder cut. It opens with obviously this and this is where Zack Snyder just kills it, is the visuals. Opens up with Darkseid.
Oh, I liked
stomping down.
I love that, and I also like when Wonder Woman's in the like archaeological dig, and they come across that. It's like, see that shit. If they were to like plan it like that, it intrigues me. It's a build up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's just not. Oh, this guy's the baddie.
Yes, exactly, and that's what Steppenwolf was.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a good Steppenwolf. The picture that he's showing, granted, this is probably what you were
way cooler.
Well, this is probably what you were saying. Is he could see, oh, well, they didn't like that Steppenwolf. I can do a better.
Totally.
But I do believe he probably had a different version of how it wanted to go.
I do too, but I also think Zack Snyder's got the luxury of saying, all right, I can see all the feedback from people shitting on the first Justice League.
Jerry, just so you know, you said, tell our, I must have done
Miller Lite
something.
won't do that.
Just so you know, I don't know if our viewers know, or I don't know if you know. Do you know why Zack Snyder didn't finish the first one? His daughter passed away in mid-shot, in mid-shoot.
That's a shame.
His daughter, Zack Snyder's not an old guy. He's like probably 40. And his daughter was like
late 40s.
She was like a teenager or something like that. I don't even know what happened.
That's
so
a shame.
He cut out like 60% through the movie. And Josh Whedon took over?
Now I forget who.
It was Josh Whedon.
Was it Josh Whedon?
Yeah, because it was the Avengers. He did the Avengers. Is going to take over. It's going to be great, and it sucked. But I just wanted to give a little understanding of people why that why he there's another cut coming out of his version.
So Jerry, there was a big. I'm just cleaning this crap up. There was this big outpouring when people found out that there was a Snyder cut of the Justice League, meaning he wrote it differently, would have directed it differently. And so DC responded and said, or Warner Brothers, I should say, and said, let's give this guy another crack at it.
Yeah, Warner
HBO
Brothers.
Max was coming out, which is part of Warner Brothers, I believe.
And they're like, they found a way to get people to subscribe.
Yeah.
Because they can't do, they got screwed on the Friends deal. So, well, they're still going to do the Friends deal, but that was supposed to be their big release with HBO Go. They were going to
Friends, as in the TV series.
They were going to have a reunion episode.
What are they all going to be in? Fucking walkers?
It doesn't really matter. That would have drove
Jesus Christ.
I get where you're going. I liked Friends, but I get where you're going with that because they're all older now. But come on, dude, that would have drove millions of people to.
Dude, teenagers love watching Friends.
Friends isn't bad, man. I still watch it now here and there.
And it's not even the thing that blows me away. It's like if you look at teenagers nowadays, and this is me sounding like a geezer, you can't go into a coffee shop in New York City and not see 90% of the people on their phones.
Yeah.
There's not just kids or young adults just hanging out like they did in Friends. So they're like taking a beat on this show that was popular in the 90s. You're talking about 25 years ago. And
I mean, Courtney Cox is still hot, so
is Jennifer Aniston, man.
Yeah, all right, I'll give
it. The only one that would never was Phoebe. I was never into Phoebe.
I wasn't a Phoebe.
Phoebe was a flake.
Yeah. I was into
Here we go.
Joey and Chandler
were
awesome.
One of them, when we were single, we walked up to us in a bar.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, "Hey, how are you?"
Yeah, well, I won't dispute that fact, but I'm just saying.
It's like the five. Ross and Rachel, when they're talking about the five, they're dating, and they're like, "Do you get 5 celebrities that you can, if they ever come up to you can have sleep with?"
Yeah.
And Ross happens to pick one person, but he took it off his list. He's like, and then she walks into the freaking restaurant.
Well, mine's still Jennifer Garner, so.
Oh, yeah, man. Alias, man, was my all-time favorite show growing up, man. Loved it. You know who else was on Alias, right?
Who?
Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
Yes, dude. Such a good show.
Nick keeps that factoid in his back pocket for anybody.
Oh, I do, man. I do.
Yeah, he was her handler in the beginning.
Yes. You watched the whole show?
I did. I watched, 6 or 7 seasons?
It was something like that. They actually wanted to do it longer, but they ran out of funding, and they had to tie. That's why it ended the way it did. It was like, oh, fuck.
It was a shitty ending.
It was.
So, shifting gears slightly, we're still in the DC universe.
J.J. Abrams, did that.
Suicide Squad.
No wonder.
Suicide Squad 2 trailer came out.
I didn't see it.
James Gunn is directing.
I love James Gunn.
So do I. James Gunn of Guardians of the Galaxy fame is directing, and
it could be interesting.
I could give a shit about the Suicide Squad after, you know what I mean? I thought the first one was watchable, but I didn't.
Margot Robbie was the only thing good about it.
I wasn't a fan of the storyline. I thought it was stupid, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, it's like they shortcutted it.
But like, I'll go with Nick. Margot Robbie was the only reason why I watched it. There was a slight chance she would have got naked, and that was the reason why I watched it.
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't like the whole storyline. I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, I know.
No, I didn't like how they involved the Joker in it. I just didn't.
They cut. I mean, Jared Leto.
I just didn't like it.
Jared Leto was horrible. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody thinks. He's a great actor.
And I cannot stand him. What's that falling in the acid bullshit? Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan of that movie.
DC's not tying shit together. They're throwing things against the wall.
It's like throwing pasta on the wall. It sticks. It's bullshit.
So that's exactly my point. I could have gave a shit if there was a Suicide Squad 2.
But it's just because who's directing.
Well, who's directing it?
Yeah.
I get that.
I mean,
how was the trailer? I didn't watch it because
the trailer looked good, man. I mean, it wasn't even a trailer. It was
stinky.
It was a featurette. So they interspersed it with little commentaries and then showed these little clips. They got the goofiest characters out of the Marvel the DC universe that are in this thing, which I'm like, I can't believe they're making movies about things like Polka Dot Man, King Shark. John Cena is playing a character called Peacemaker. And in this featurette, he said...
I like John Cena.
So he's got this...
you're a wrestling guy, aren't you?
I mean, I like him. I
got into him when not to cut you off, John, but my wife started watching Bellas, Total Bellas, and he was dating one of the Bellas, and he was on the first season. My God, the guy is fantastic, but he is an anal motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when it comes to his house and stuff, like he has no. I get it. You don't want people walking around your house. It's a beautiful house, but he has like a dress-up dinner night every Wednesday night. Like they get full decked out, like a tuxedo suit and all that.
I got a buddy of mine who wouldn't let you wear your shoes in his house.
Well, I get that. That's what I mean.
He also went through he was so anal, he would make all the light switch with like the screws on the light switches all lined up.
Oh, dude.
So to drive him crazy, I would bring a screwdriver and turn the screws around.
So John Cena plays this character called Peacemaker, and James Gunn describes him as this really righteous, self-righteous goody-goody who will kill anybody in his way to keep the peace. Think about that. I want to keep the peace. You're not letting me. I'm going to kill you, which is totally an oxymoron.
So he's the polar opposite of...
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out in my head. And it just didn't...
Captain America wouldn't like him.
Yeah, no, not at all. But it's like these little tidbits, and James Gunn's going on record as saying this is the biggest movie he's ever done. It's like really, really... Gerry, grab a beer.
I'm going to grab it.
You got it?
Right here.
Oh, look at you.
He came prepared, brother.
With me.
That's right, I forgot.
So he said it's bigger than Guardians.
Bigger. He said it's the biggest movie he's ever made.
Maybe financially.
And I trust him. Like,
But
I was
still,
heartbroken when
I
he
don't
left
trust
Marvel.
DC. My
Got
problem with
kicked off
DC,
of
my
Marvel.
problem with DC, and we talked about this over and over and over and over again. They're not tying shit together, so I'm not. How do I put it? I'm not invested. I'm not emotionally invested in the whole thing.
I don't think you have to be. I think they can do one-offs.
But they can do one-offs. But the problem with it is when you're emotionally invested, like a Marvel. I went and saw Captain Marvel knowing it was probably not going to be great, but I went and saw it.
True.
Well, I see this.
I like Captain Marvel.
No, I liked it. Gerry. I liked it. Gerry, I liked it, but compared to all the other ones, I knew it wasn't going to be. I'm not a Brie Larson fan. She's hot, but I'm not a Brie Larson fan.
I think... Go ahead, sorry.
But I'm just not emotionally invested in their work because they have not proved to me that I don't get hyped up for these movies like I do Marvel. Marvel, I can't wait for Black Widow to come out. I'm super excited for it to come out.
Yeah, I am too. I'm hoping with this Suicide Squad 2 that James Gunn got a little beat up with the whole scandal with Marvel when they dropped him. He's
back on board now, so it doesn't matter.
I know, but when he started going down this, he was still in like bad straits with Marvel, right? And so I'm hoping that he got a little bit more edge back because I think between Guardians 1 and Guardians 2, he softened the edge a little bit.
He did.
And I'm hoping he pulls it back and just goes for the throat, and he pulls off a miracle with Suicide Squad 2. They got a character called King Shark, who is a shark man. And he's big and muscular and has a head of a shark. And in one scene, he's
Sharkhead?
It's Baby Shark's dad.
Yeah. He's and
Moana? Is this Moana or something like that? Sharkhead?
I don't know who Baby Shark's dad is.
You don't know what Baby Shark is?
No.
Baby Shark, the song Baby Shark.
God.
No.
You don't know what Baby Shark is.
I don't even want to go. My daughter plays it all the time.
Wait, did you know that with your kids or your grandkids?
My grandkid.
Yeah.
My kids are 30 and 25.
They better not be listening.
They're not watching Baby Shark. My 2-year-old grandson is watching Baby Shark.
They're still doing Blue's Clues, John.
But there's a scene where he picks a dude up and it looks like he's just about to eat him. And I'm like, this looks ridiculous. But then I'm like, I think he could pull it off.
I don't know. I'm not in.
So the other thing that came out of the fandom, DC fandom, was Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, that does look awesome.
Yeah.
See, that's where I'm in because the first one was so powerful, and they
Who's playing Wonder Woman?
Gal Gadot.
Same one, and same director that directed the first one.
Okay.
So I'm in. She proved to me the first one that she
I
can
don't
do
care
a
who directs it,
story.
as long as she's in it.
Yeah, right.
She's like carved out of carved out of marble.
So
Yeah, right. And it's just I'm in because I know she can do a good movie, and I know Gal Gadot can fucking bring it home as Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, Nick, they got the same director. A lot of the same crew. What I'm curious about is the whole Cheetah with Kristen Wiig.
See, I don't know the backstory on her.
That's Wonder Woman's nemesis, really. She's been capped.
What's her power?
Power of like a super strong, super fast, super
Where did she
cunning
get it
cheetah.
from?
I don't know.
Come on, man! You're the comic book guru.
No, dude. Like I said before, I was a Marvel
has a lasso
zombie.
of truth.
That's one thing that I'm not a fan of.
And the invisible jet.
They never show that.
I know, which is bullshit.
Yeah, right.
I think they're overpowering Wonder Woman. I think they overpower Superman too. So
well, they overpowered. They definitely overpower.
He overpowers Superman. He's invincible minus his Achilles heel.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man.
It
a boring character if you know they're never going to die.
Well, he did die.
Well, and that made him more interesting.
Right.
Technically, he can still grow old and die. He's not invincible in that way. He's not.
True.
If he leaves Earth, right?
No. He can still die. He still grows old on Earth.
He still ages.
Yeah.
He ages slower.
Not like us.
No, he ages slower. But Wonder Woman in the first one, I was watching it the other day, and I was watching the end scene. She was technically flying and using lightning. So, I mean, what's the difference between her and Superman?
Well, that's the point, right? It's like, I think, and don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman's a badass character, and she's got all the strength. But she's riding lightning with a lasso.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it bugs me, but it does.
Well, that's why she should be in her jet.
And they do show a scene with her in an invisible jet. And I think that was the first trailer where they're going through fireworks.
Nah, that was assumed. They never said it was definitely.
Was she just floating in the air?
You're assuming that.
I'll bet you it's happening.
All right, we'll see. We will see, brother.
I'll owe you a 4-pack of toppling Goliath.
I mean, I love it. King
Sue, of course.
You're damn right. It better be King Sue, brother.
The last thing out of is that it? Oh yeah, some of the things that are coming out of the in 2022. Nick, you mentioned Black Adam. Of course, the concept art with The Rock sitting on the throne was just totally badass.
This Rock, man, he's awesome.
But in 2022, and I think partially because of some of the COVID issues, we got Aquaman coming out, the next Aquaman, Shazam 2.
Jason Momoa playing the next Aquaman?
Absolutely.
He's staying in you. Do you know what he is playing in? Segue here. A movie called fucking Dune. It's gonna, not fucking
really?
Dune. It's going to be awesome, man.
Is it going to parlay off the original Dune?
Of course,
yeah. They're
it's not a sequel. It's a remake.
I'm saying it's a remake. It's a
remake. It's actually based off a book that was written in a series of books that was written in the 60s that were bestsellers, and it was books that like Star Wars, George Lucas, Gene Roddenberry, all these people, famous people, grabbed for their Star Trek, Star Wars, and used it as a template. And they could just never put it on the big screen the right way. Like when they made the one in the 80s, which I do love, but I rewatched recently and I get why it got the reviews it did, because the book supposedly is character building, like Game of Thrones type, Lord of the Rings type. And when you watch the movie, they fast forward all these characters and they give you a little backstory, but they don't get into them.
Yeah.
And and they just fast forward the whole movie and make it 2.5 hours where it probably should be 6 hours long to really get in deep.
Yeah, and I'm okay. I'm okay with people chopping it up. I'm not okay with what they did with The Hobbit, which was create a series of movies.
They just did that.
Money grab.
This doesn't need to be chopped up. This needs to be expanded.
I agree.
I think there's characters when I was watching it that Josh Brolin's going to be in it. I think he's going to be the Patrick Stewart character. I'm not 100% sure.
From the original. That's a great. What's his name? Garner or something.
Gunner.
Something like that.
Gurney Halleck.
Yeah, good memory.
I just watched it the other day. But anyway, Josh Brolin's a great character, but like so is Sean Connery, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
And I'm like watching this and I'm thinking, I love this character, but they didn't expand on the character's personality. They just went right for the nuts. You know what I mean?
So
this is obviously not a PG version of our show.
It's all explicit. I got to put that in the comments for sure. So they got Timothy Chalamet, who's Paul Atreides, Zendaya, who's Shani. Zendaya is
she's from Spider-Man.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen her really like act.
Supposedly she's a good actress. Everybody gives her rave reviews. I don't know. She's actually really pretty. I didn't think she was pretty in Spider-Man, but they dull her down in Spider-Man.
It's got a hell of a cast. I'm looking at the cast now. I got Oscar Isaac as Leto.
And Oscar Isaac, I'm not a fan of, but he looks good.
Dude, he is an amazing actor.
I guess I'm like
Star Wars thing did him a disservice.
Yeah, it did. He is a good actor. I've seen him in a couple other things. And he's good.
Dave Bautista's in it.
They keep showing clips like pictures of this Dune, right?
Gurney Hall. Yeah, you got it right.
Dune, right? But they're not releasing a trailer, and it's supposed to come out in 2 months. And I'm like, usually a trailer has been released 6 months ago, and I know they're doing it right because I'd get more intrigued. I'd get more intrigued.
That's why I did it that way.
Yeah, I know, but
they got you hooked
I was a huge fan of the original, and I hope they hold it true to the end of the original, not where the books went, because I read it up on how the books ended it, and I didn't like how the books ended it. I think it was kind of cheesy.
So they do have. I'm looking forward to it too, Nick. I think we're both.
I'm psyched, stoked. Man. Yeah. Another something else to put your hat on in the sci-fi geekdom.
Oh yeah.
If they can do it right, this could be monumental.
Yeah, it could be a game changer because there's ways to expand on that universe.
Exactly. The universe is 10,000 years in front of us, or whatever, or
it's
I
don't know the timeline exactly.
But anyway, it's all based upon the spice. And there's one place in the whole universe one planet where it has the spice, and it supposedly gives people long life and give them extra somewhat kind of powers.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much it for some of the DC stuff. New releases and things that are coming out this weekend.
Oh. The boys
on Friday, September 4th. Today being the 1st is, I think we're just totally stoked. Did you watch the first season, Gerry, of The Boys?
No.
Dude.
Come on, man. Catch up.
I don't know what are you talking about? What is it?
Right. You got Amazon Prime?
I do.
Check out The Boys. It's only 8 episodes?
Yeah, I think it's a shorter season.
It's really good. The premise is it's a different kind of reality of superheroes, where it's superheroes for hire, and then these superheroes have collateral damage, but nobody cares about. Like, people die when they're trying to save somebody. Well, who cares about the people that died? Well, then there's people that do, and they focus on these people that want to get revenge on the superheroes. And then there's this whole, they start getting into the superheroes themselves, how they really don't give a shit about anybody else.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you see Hollywood actors and you're like, oh my God, that person's so awesome. And then you see what they're like behind the scenes, and they're real pieces of shit. Well, think about them with Superman powers.
There's a Homelander. Homelander is Superman powers.
Homelander, that's a great name.
It's great. There's this one scene where he's with the Wonder Woman girl that's supposed to be like Wonder Woman, and they're like, this plane's about to crash, and all these people are going to die, and she's like, well, can't you save them? He's like, sure, I could save a couple, but then my image would be fucked up. He goes, why can't you lift up the plane? He goes, I could fly, but I need to be on the ground to lift stuff up. So I can't fly and lift it up.
They bring physics into it, which
right.
is amazing.
So he's like, in his mind, if he can't save everybody, it's not worth saving anybody. And he could just say he didn't make it in time.
And dude, he's totally callous.
And he's on the plane saying this in front of everybody. It's hilarious. It's sad but hilarious at the same time.
They got from the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, McCoy. Carl Urban, who plays.
He's awesome. Carl.
He's the main guy. He plays this Cockney British guy who just has all this disdain
for Homelander.
Because
you find out why there. Yeah, you find out why later.
Spoil too much, but they have to think of innovative ways to sort of bash these guys up. And one guy who was, I'm just going to spoil this one part. One guy who was invisible had impervious skin, right? So they shoved a bomb up his ass. And blew the smithereens. Awesome. And so
this is a rated R superhero movie show. The Homelander.
Do yourself a favor. You told me you didn't have anything to watch. Watch this, and then on Friday when the second season comes out, just roll.
Homelander does one thing. I will say this: Homelander does one thing, and the thing where I always wish Superman would do. He shows up, the bomb squad. There's all these people trying to kill people, and he's like, they're like, oh, we need your help. And he's like, all right. He just uses his laser beams. He goes, done. He doesn't even do anything. He just uses his
it makes so much logical sense.
It's awesome.
Like, he takes all the drama out of it. Like, you're coming at me. He's like, bam, and just mows you down.
It's really good.
So definitely looking forward to that.
And you should check out the trailer, dude. They do a trailer to We Don't Start the Fire on season 2.
Yeah.
Trailer. It's just the first season's all about what was the first season trailer? It was
I can't remember the trailer.
It was the Spice Girls, wasn't it?
Oh yeah,
the Spice Girls.
Yeah, it was awesome. Right. How it lined up. You got to do back-to-back trailers. It's perfect.
Good stuff for sure. Did either of you guys buy or rent Bill and Ted Face the Music?
Did you do it?
No.
I'm like, no. If this was,
I thought the first two sucked ass anyway.
I beg to differ. They probably do suck, but I loved them 15 years ago.
They have this cult following, and I did enjoy it when I saw them.
They got 79 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Does it really?
It's higher than Star Wars.
We've had this conversation about how stupid those ratings are.
Yes, we have.
Oh, I know. That's why I make the joke.
I mean, but it's sort of testing the waters if you think about it. Here's this outrageously nostalgic and popular movie. It's the third iteration. It's got all the makings for the fans to just gobble it up, and I don't think it's doing that.
George
great.
Clooney's on it, so I'm out.
Yeah, there's. I mean,
is there a phone booth in it?
Yes.
It's $20 to rent, $25 to buy.
Yeah.
Right. And I think they're playing around with the idea that it's cheaper than going to the movies.
Well, I agree with that, but I'm not paying $20 to watch those two nimrods.
I love Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is a good actor, man. He probably threw his buddy a bone.
He's a good actor, but that movie's like, what?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
I watched that, and then I'll watch.
I want to see Milan.
Dude, Where's My Car?
I do want to see Milan.
It's like a hot tub time machine.
So Milan, are you going to? I actually like that movie.
I am like, I did like that movie actually too. You know what you were getting into. It's stupid. It's fun.
It's in the title.
The only thing is, I thought he should have ended it with, because he changed Google to something else. It should have ended with, "Hey, it's Google. It's my last name." You know what I mean? You know how that would have been clever. But anyway,
a couple other things that are coming out this weekend.
It's Milan, which should be. I would rent that.
I'd pay $20 to rent that.
Yeah, it looks cool, man.
It does, and I can rationalize it easily because it's $100 to go to the movies these days.
Yeah,
especially if you're going to a dine-in.
Yeah,
Tenet is coming out this weekend.
Is it really? Do you have to rent that too, or do you have to go to movies?
It's theaters.
I'm not going to do that.
I don't think I didn't see anything for digital download, Nick. So my assumption is that it's.
I'll wait on Tenet down. I do want to see it though. But a Christopher Nolan movie is like you have to have like 10 hours of sleep before you watch it.
You got to be on your toes.
And you have to be able to have 10 hours of sleep after you watch it, so you can really digress what the fuck is going on. I still don't know what happened in Inception. People have told me. Still don't get the goddamn movie.
Yeah. One thing that I didn't know is that the New Mutants is actually in theaters.
I heard it sucks.
What is?
I heard it is the worst Marvel movie. And that's saying something because they added all the Marvel movies, even the other.
What do you think is the worst Marvel movie?
They say this one.
No, it's got to be the old Fantastic Fours.
Oh, that crap?
Yeah.
The one that...
You're talking about the ones of like in the past 20 years?
Yeah. I'm talking about that with the X-Men and all that.
I think... I don't think I've seen.
And this is saying something. The last Fantastic Four was dog shit.
Yeah,
that was dog shit.
I don't think I've seen a good Fantastic Four.
The first one was okay. It wasn't great, but I love what's her face's Invisible
Jessica
Woman.
Alba. Yeah.
She's hot as shit.
Yeah. Well, not a whole lot to look forward to in the movies as far as. Oh, one other thing I wanted to. I don't know when it's coming out, but did you guys see on HBO Max this trailer for Raised by Wolves?
I heard about it. I didn't see it, but it's interesting. It's like,
yeah.
Oh man, I did see the trailer. What the hell? Refresh my memory.
It's futuristic. It's sci-fi.
It's just an expression. It wasn't really raised by wolves, right?
No. It's not literally raised.
Yeah. It's an expression, and that they said because he's. Oh man, it looks interesting.
That's also coming out on the 3rd. So, and that's sci-fi. I don't know. I'm not sure where it's being.
Is it on HBO? HBO?
I believe it's HBO Max too, as well.
And I got to get that. I have it because if you have Xfinity, you have it. I just haven't got around to doing it yet.
So here's the thing. So I guess there is plenty to watch as long as you got HBO Max and Netflix, because Netflix is The Boys, right?
No, Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime.
Netflix doesn't really have much coming out lately. Because then in Star Wars in October is Mandalorian.
Dude, I rewatched Mandalorian.
I did too. I started watching. It's so good. But I heard the trailer might have Ahsoka Tano in it. She better be in the next season.
Great character.
They got to go there.
They could have easily. Well, I'm glad they didn't waste the character. But if they wanted a female superhero or a female hero, I should say, in the reboots,
she would have been perfect.
She would have been perfect.
I really think they're going to try to finagle a way to sidestep this last one.
Yeah.
I don't know how Disney's going to do it, but we talked about it. Jon Favreau's going to take over, and there it is.
Did you guys watch Yellowstone?
No, I watched the first season. I haven't watched more than that.
Dude, I've been busy as hell, man. I'm
busy too. I'm working 50 hours a week, man, and I got 3 kids at home when I come. I don't get a break until 7:30.
I can't get over the last episode.
Wait, what was the thing that you wanted me to watch? You said 2 months later. I'm going to ask you, and you're going to be like, "No, I didn't watch it. I can't remember."
I don't remember. I tell you to watch a ton of shit. I'm surprised you watched Grant, motherfucker.
I did. It
was really good.
It was good.
See, I don't leave you down.
That was a good tag up, man.
I don't leave you down the wrong path. I don't try to recommend stuff that I just like, because if I just like it, I think, like Lucifer, I'm watching it now. I don't know if you would like it. If you want to watch it. But Grant
was
I
good.
said, watch the damn thing.
That was a good recommendation.
You would like Grant, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a history docudrama.
It's like a 4-part miniseries, right? Or something?
Three, but 2 hours a spot. It's so good.
Yeah. Anyway, plenty to talk about this week, gentlemen. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more to talk about next week when all these things get released. But we are going to, I have no doubt and high confidence that we're going to talk about The Boys next week. And if we get a chance to see any of these other things, we'll talk about that as well. What I do want to do is thank you guys for joining us this week, and thank the audience, whoever's listening to this show, for joining us as well. As always,
Happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
We're going to a sausage fest on Sunday.
Wait, what?
What? I don't want to know.
What do you
No.
Literally sausage?
You have to bring, if you want to enter the contest,
A banana hammock?
no, your own homemade sausage.
You got to case it?
Well, not got to case it, but you need the hot sausage and peppers.
Oh, dude.
So I have
Where's
got,
that at? Now, you don't need to tell me off there.
Buddy's house. I'll tell you off air, but I have got a plan for my sausage and peppers. Let me tell you,
dude. I am a fan of sausage and peppers, dude.
I am too.
I got a guy. Yeah. I got a guy that makes them in his butcher shop. So it's not like any place you can buy them in a grocery store. It's amazing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
You got to give us the deal on off air.
But that's my plans for Labor Day.
You a kibasi guy?
No, I like sausage better. I'll eat kielbasa. Don't get me wrong. It's
because my brother-in-law.
I like kielbasa.
My brother-in-law every April does. They didn't do it this year because of COVID, but they do kielbasa. They call it kielbasa weekend. He gets a big smoker. The handmade. They made this huge thing with a wood. They smoke it. They just drink all fucking day.
Kielbasa,
they do the Miller. He does
like fun.
Oh, it's awesome, man. I used to go all the time, but now my fucking kids, they can't do shit. So, but they would drink all the night before, setting it up. All the next day, we just play bago, shoes, while this thing's smoking. It's such a good time.
That's the secret.
The secret is the sausage and peppers. Is you never have the same recipe twice. I just throw shit in a crock pot.
And just let it cook?
Yeah, you don't measure, like Italians don't measure shit when it comes to cooking. Baking, yes. Yeah. Cooking, no. You just put a dash of this, a dash of that.
Cindy asked me to make a martini last night.
That you have to make it right.
Dude, I've got it down to where I don't even measure. I just do counts.
I half-ass guess martinis too, but then you get like either drunk off your ass or you're like, what was that? It was all vermouth.
Do you do vodka or gin?
Both.
Yeah? What do you prefer?
Gin.
Gin?
Yeah.
Both of you two, man. Shit.
I'll do a gin.
I'll stick to my beer.
Yeah, beer's good too. We should have a sausage fest. I think we are.
And martinis.
Yeah, and martinis. Pinky out. All right, gentlemen. Well, as I was saying, thank you everybody for joining us for this week's episode of Nick, John, and Jamie show. As always, likey and subscribey, and have an awesome week.